Yes, hello, good evening to all of you joining us from the US, and selamat pagi for those who are joining from Indonesia. Welcome to the second information session on the Fulbright US Student Opportunities in Indonesia, intended for American citizens interested in co-teaching English or doing research in the country. I am Mita from the AMINEF communications team. This event is held via Zoom meeting and broadcasted to AMINEF Fulbright Indonesia Facebook page. And later, the recording will also be available on the AMINEF YouTube account. And therefore, we would like to welcome you all joining us from both platforms, Zoom meeting and AMINEF Facebook page. So we are very excited to have you all here. And in the next 60 minutes, we'll be discussing the administrative aspects of the Fulbright US Student Program, which currently accept applications through October 7, 2025. So let's start this session, and we would like to know where you are from and where you are joining right now. So can you please write down on the comment section, where are you currently joining right now? In Indonesia, there is a saying, tak kenal maka tak sayang. If you don't know the person, you don't like or love the person. So we would love to know where you're from, and we would like to say hi. Okay, thank you to Rizky from Jakarta, Brooke joining from Rock Spring, Wyoming, Paul currently in Manado in North Sulawesi, Alicia in Austin, Texas, Ramin from Virginia, and also Sabrina from Jakarta, Lyle Taylor from Malang, Indonesia. All right, thank you so much. It's very exciting to know that there are many people and also joining us from different regions, not only in Indonesia, but also in the US. Okay, thank you so much. And without further ado, I would like to invite our colleagues, my colleague from the Grants for Americans program, Cecilia, to begin the presentation on the Fulbright US Student Program in Indonesia. Silakan, Cecilia. The screen is yours.
Thank you, Mita. Good morning, everyone, and probably good evening for you in the US. So I'm happy to be with you all this morning. And before I begin the presentation about the programs, I would like to have a quick update about the Fulbright US Student Program. So you might have seen some news recently, and we know that raises questions, but rest assured, application for the 2025 cycle are still being reviewed as scheduled, as informed on the official US Fulbright Student Program website. Oh, sorry. And the 2026-2027 is still opening, and then they still receive applications. So yeah, there is a positive sign that it is going to be happening. Yeah. All right. So let me begin the presentations. Oops, sorry. All right. Sorry, all right. So you may know that the Fulbright program was initiated by Senator J. William Fulbright in 1946, and the Fulbright mission is to foster mutual understanding between nations, advance knowledge across community, and improve life around the world. And it is a U.S. government exchange program, a flagship one, and managed by the U.S. Department of State. And in Indonesia, it was started in 1952 and managed by the American Indonesian Exchange Foundation, or AMINEF, people call it. And then and we are known as the Fulbright Commission in Indonesia. And yeah, if we talk about East Asia Pacific, we heard from our grantees, past grantees, current grantees that, people usually only know about Taiwan, Korea, and then Thailand, but they don't really know that actually Fulbright do exist in Indonesia. So why must you do Fulbright in Indonesia? So we have all kinds of field of studies, and we have more than 300 ethnic groups, more than 500 local languages, and it's a multicultural nation and a majority Muslim country with practices democracy and one of the world's largest biodiversity hotspot. And Indonesia also hosts affiliation. Indonesia host affiliations not required at the time of application. And then but applicant must suggest a potential affiliation in their application. This is specifically for the research program, yeah? And we will work with selected applicants to finalize local affiliation after awarded the grant. And the time for the research one, pretty flexible start and end date. But for the ETA, we have a very specific. It usually between August and September, and we provide strong program support. Right. You also probably know that we have underrated cuisine, but yeah, I think a lot of people in the US who haven't been to the country or to the region, they don't really know about this. So we have several or few programs. One of them are the program for faculty members, senior researchers or professionals. And then we also have for PhD or master's students graduating seniors. And for today, we will only talk about the two programs specifically for US students, and they are Fulbright US Student Research Program and Fulbright English Teaching Assistant Program. Right, as a general overview, both program, people who join both programs or one of the programs will receive stipend in the dollars, US dollar, and then Fulbright will cover round trip international airfare. Of course, it's economic class, and then round trip excess baggage and relocation allowance. And we will take care of the immigration as well and custom allowance as well. And then Fulbright also will provide health benefits. And for student research specifically, the benefits will include research allowance. And for the ETAs, it will include teaching materials allowance, internet allowance, and inoculation allowance. All right, let's talk about Fulbright US Student Research Program. So it is a program that allows US students to conduct research or independent studies for all fields of study. And then, you can be someone who have graduates from your master's degree or even going to study your master's degree, or you are going to do your doctoral degrees. And then the program length is between 10 to 12 months, and the 12 months will include 3 months of Indonesian language training with the Critical Language Enhancement Award. And then the start date can be between September 1st and the 31st of May. And the total benefit for the whole month is 22,800. For the Fulbright English Teaching Assistant Program, it is a program that helps teach English at senior high schools or religious schools in Indonesia. And for the US students to engage in community development programs. The program length is between 8 to 9 months, and the placement or host affiliation will be appointed by Fulbright in Indonesia and the Indonesian Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education. And starting for this year, we will also include the Ministry of Religious Affairs. For the 2026, the start date will be at around August 2026. And the total benefit for the 8 to 9 months is around 11,000 US dollar. Right. So the selection process. So the selection will be done actually first in the US. Some campuses will start with their campus review or interview process, but once it is submitted to the IIE, and then it will be screened by the National Screening Committee. It is organized by IIE in Washington, D.C. Once the selection process there completed, and then it will go through stage 2, where the IIE again will, Fulbright in Indonesia or AMINEF will do a committee review. And usually the committee will include Indonesian and also Americans. And then the review will be deciding who get the grants, who doesn't. All right, so for the program support, pre-application for the research program application, even though the letter of affiliation is not required, it will be great for research applicants to identify potential hosts. And Fulbright Indonesia can help you in connecting you with the potential hosts. And then we can also connect you with Fulbright alumni to get more insight from them and some tips, yeah. And then during pre-departure, we will do the virtual pre-departure orientations around summer, and we will talk about the nuts and bolts about the grant, and then the cohort introduction, and we will also involve some alumni so that you can get a chance to get a better picture of what is expected from the program and what you can do or what you should be working out during that process, yeah. And then we also provide support on research or teaching permit applications. Teaching is for the ETA programs. And then we also support during the visa application. Actually, we will do the visa application because of the current Indonesian immigration law. It should be submitted by an institution in Indonesia. So we do the whole thing for the visa applications, but we will need your support in submitting papers, documents, information based on the set deadlines, of course. For program support in country, we will do orientation for US students. It's about 1 to 2 days for US student research, but for the ETA, it's about 2.5 weeks. And then there will be language training funding, there will be community engagement funding as well, and then travel funding for student research to talk about your experience in doing research and also your expertise. And then there will be additional research funding and counterpart support for research grantees. And AMINEF will also hold a few events, networking events. So yeah, you can you definitely need to join that events and connect with US and Indonesian Fulbright grantees as well. And then application and deadline. So to apply, you can contact your campus Fulbright or scholarship officer, or you can go online through that link. And then the deadline for the US students application is October 7th this year. Right. These are some of the impression or testimonies that our previous US grantees have. This one is David Bafra. He says, Fulbright gave me a special opportunity to live in Indonesia for this past year, one that allowed me to grow as a researcher and person. And my time here will surely impact my life in ways I cannot yet imagine. And he cannot wait to return to Indonesia in the future. So yeah, so are you the next Fulbrighter to Indonesia? Maybe, and we hope so. And yeah, if you have any questions, you can always raise your questions here, or later you can always contact us. I think that's all from me. Thank you so much. I'll give back to Mita, yeah?
All right. Thank you so much, Cecilia, for the presentation on the Fulbright US Student Program. And as mentioned, now it's time for Q&A. So we would appreciate if you could join us and raise your hand just like this so that we can spot you and give you some time to address your question. Or if it is not possible for you to address your question by unmuting yourself, you can also drop your question on the comment section. And I'm also checking the AMINEF Facebook page if there's any questions there. Not yet, so yeah. Okay, I think there's one question. Let me check first. Okay, so there's this question from Sarah Yasin. Is the deadline for the research program the same as the teaching assistant?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so the deadline is on October 7th. Yeah. So the answer is yes. Yeah, we would like to welcome questions that you have on the Fulbright US student. It can be the Fulbright English Teaching Assistant or ETA or the Fulbright US Student Researcher. And we have our colleague here, Rizky, who will help answering the questions on the Fulbright US Student Researcher. So yeah, please feel free to let us know if you have any questions. And while waiting, I would like to invite Rizky. And why don't we let our audience know what makes a good Fulbright US student application for those who would like to do research in Indonesia?
Hey Mita, thank you. Good morning, selamat pagi from Jakarta. And thanks for the question about what makes a good research application for the student program. And yeah, we've got similar questions in the past about what makes a good application for a research program. And I guess what we can share to you is your research proposal or problem statement. It should, showcase your interest of Indonesia, that the topic that you're doing is something, uh, there's novelty in the research topic that you are proposing. Uh, and then also showcasing your independency. I mean, like you're going to conduct a research for 10 to 12 months independently in Indonesia and with kind of little support, you will not be having a kind of advisor or professor uh, in person in Indonesia that will be helping you like daily. So like showing your maturity, showing your independency is something that you should showcase in the proposal as well. And also some feasibility. Let's say like you propose to conduct research to visit like 10 cities. Is that something feasible or not to be conducted in 10 months? So think about that. I guess that's pretty much
Okay.
all, Mita.
Okay, thank you so much. So I would like to share the AMINEF website where you can find information on the Fulbright US student program and also the profiles of current grantees or past grantees doing research in Indonesia. Okay, this is the AMINEF website, www.aminef.or.id. If you would like to find out more about the program, the information can be found on the IIE website from the US side, but we are also making the information available on the AMINEF website under Grants for Americans, and then under these programs and Fulbright US Student Program. You can choose research or English teaching assistant. Let's see, for example, we click on English Teaching Assistant. You will find information on the program description and the goals of the program, eligibility, selection criteria, and you will find at the bottom of this page the application form that we hyperlink to the IIE application form. Okay. And if you would like to find out more information on the current grantees, those who are or who were doing research in Indonesia or who co-taught in Indonesia, under this grantees and alumni, click current grantees, and then you will find Indonesia and the US flags. Click the American flags, and then you will find small buttons that represent all programs we are administering. And let's check this one. Fulbright US Student Program, and you will find some photos that is clickable. For example, you would like to find out more about David Holrich, and then you can find the bio sketch here, what sort of award he's doing, and also the research that he's doing in Indonesia, and also his affiliation in Indonesia. And we also include his academic background information for your reference as well. So in Indonesia, we have hosted about 1,300 US Fulbrighters from various programs, and the information can be found here under Grantees and Alumni, under Alumni Directory. I'll click here, the American flag. Okay, you will find so many names here. Oh, even 1,400 names that you can find here. And you can click individually on each name. For example, I'll click this one, Siham Ahmed Abdi. You'll find the grant information, field of study, home institution, host institution, and also current institution. This is a part of a database that we regularly update so that our prospective applicants can find out more information on our alumni and only public information that is accessible. But if you would like to get to know some of our alumni in person, for example, you would like to get advice from them on applying for the Fulbright grants in Indonesia, and you find you would like to get in touch with, for example, Siham Ahmed, and then what you can do is to let us know, email us, introduce yourself, and then we will try to connect you with Siham so that she can help you with your questions. Our email is communications@aminef.or.id, so let me drop it on the comment section. All right, so that's the email that we have. Please let us know if you are interested in getting in touch with some of our alumni to talk about your future Fulbright plan to Indonesia. Okay, I'll continue the Q&A. I received some questions already here. This one is from Brooke. Do you have to be a degree-seeking student enrolled in college to apply for this program, or is it possible to apply as non-student? I think I would like to ask Cecilia to answer this question.
Yeah, so for ETA program, you need to at least have graduated from the university bachelor's degree, yeah. But by the time of you are going to do the program, I mean, but when you are applying, I think usually people are in their senior year, and then they will graduate around May or June. I think around May or June the next year, yeah. So for the student research, you can be someone who are still doing your master's degree or still doing your PhD degree, or you have graduated from your bachelor's degree and are planning to do your master's degree, and you need to do some research for your future thesis, something, yeah.
Yes, and the Fulbright US student program also open to those who are in early career professional stage with up to 5 years of experience in their field, right? Okay. Okay, let me read the next question. Hello, what do you think makes the Fulbright Indonesia program unique? Okay. As mentioned by Cecilia before, maybe we can stress out or give highlight to some of the points that you mentioned earlier, Cecilia. Okay, you're still muted.
Sorry, yeah. One of them, we provide great benefits for the stipend. It's in US dollar. I think in some countries or commission and post, it is not provided in US dollar. It's in local currency. We also provide support, and the support is available even before you are, going to the selection process. Like if you want to know about, you're not sure about post institution in Indonesia who that will be available to help you, you can definitely reach out to us, and we will be very happy to connect you with our alumni available in various universities in Indonesia. We can also connect you with past US grantees. And then, yeah, we have a lot of good things in Indonesia, especially if you are coming from the environment background or biology study, and also arts or anthropology. We have all kinds of interesting things happening in Indonesia, even if you are coming from political study background. So yeah, maybe I think Rizky can add to that.
Sure. Thank you, Cecilia. And I guess this is one thing that we ask to our grantees who are finishing their grants. So we always do a kind of exit interview with them. So one thing that they like about Indonesia is, and they are glad that they chose Indonesia as their Fulbright country, is because they got to experience living in a country which is so different than the US. So the language is a totally different. Like people like come here starting with zero, and then the way of life here is different. The way the system works here is different. And they really appreciated those differences that really push them into their boundaries. Like it pushes them outside their box. And uh, spending a year in Indonesia like has proven to be very rewarding for many of them. And as you saw in the testimony earlier, like David, like he never thought about coming to Indonesia. At first, he chose to study China, but then he's why not Indonesia? And he's after that we stay in touch, and he said I will be coming back to Indonesia in the next year or so, something like that. So, if you really want to have a personal growth, a professional growth, then Indonesia is surely a country that you must think for doing your Fulbright. So I hope that that answers your question.
Thank you so much, Rizky and also Cecilia. Okay, let's read the comment section again. Okay, the next question is on the Fulbright ETA. This one, I think Cecilia can answer. Could we also know what makes a good Fulbright ETA applicant?
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, this is a good question. Hi, Ramin. It's nice to meet you again.
Hi, nice to meet you too.
Yeah, although it's virtual. Yeah. So we usually look at the what makes them feel motivated to go to Indonesia, and how that can relate with their future plan. Yeah. And it will be nice as well if you can also tell us about your teaching experience, English teaching, or other kind of uh, field of study. Maybe you are active in helping the new students in your biology class or lab. So basically teaching, mentoring, and you can tell us a bit more about that, how you manage the class, that kind of things, and how that can actually help you in doing your role as an ETA. Because definitely classroom in Indonesia, well, actually classroom everywhere is pretty much the same, but in Indonesia specifically, I think you can see a lot of, things that makes you feel like you are struggling a lot. Yeah. Starting from the language gap, the new culture. So yeah, it would be nice if you can outline your past experience and how it can relate and help you, and also help the students, of course. And don't forget about the teacher, yeah, because they will be working with you as well, and how your past experience can help you work well with the teachers. Yeah, and if you can also talk more about the community engagement project, because I think there is a section about the community engagement project there, yeah, in the application. I mean, yeah, and of course it will be something that is feasible to be done in Indonesia. So candidates are expected to do some homework before they actually write down their applications. So they need to know about some aspects of Indonesia, of course. I hope that helps. Thank you, Ramin. Thanks, Mita.
Thank you, Ramin, for the question, and also Cecilia for answering the question. Next is the question from Paul, and I think Rizky will be able to help us with this one. Who can be a local Indonesian host? Does it have to be a university? And also, how many times one can participate in the Fulbright program?
Okay. So thanks for the question, Paul. And I think you're referring to the research program, correct? So yes, now as the host of the research program, it can be any institution in Indonesia, starting from university. It can be a local research center, And then it can be a museum if you want to affiliate with a museum, that's fine too. Because nowadays Indonesian government has been kind of loosen their regulations about who can host a researcher. In the past, yes, like if we talk about 3 or 5 years ago, it was only university who can be the host, but nowadays it's more relaxed about that. And then how many times can one person participate in Fulbright? Uh, I guess we have had like recurring Fulbright grantees. Like for example, this year a person was doing a Fulbright ETA program, and then after that, like in the next 3 or 4 years, the alumni did a PhD program and then applied for the Fulbright Student Research Program. So that is totally doable. And after that, 5 years along the line, and they become a doctor, and then they wanted to do a Fulbright program. Then, if the Fulbright and if the proposal is good, then we will still consider it. But we have had a lot of recurring grantees. So yeah, to consider Fulbright to Indonesia.
Thank you, Rizky. And to complete the information, I would like to share the AMINEF website. I'll go back to the alumni directory here. I think I remember some names who received Fulbright grant more than once. Let me try to access the alumni directory here. I think one of them is Grace Weifel, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes,
Yeah.
here you can see that she received the Fulbright English teaching assistant twice in 2014 and 15, and then she received the Fulbright ETA student research to do her PhD research in 2023. So the answer to that is yes, that's possible. And this is the proof, right? Okay. I hope it helps answering your questions. And next question is from Sarah Yasin, and this one is the on the Fulbright English teaching assistant. I think Cecilia will help answering these questions. Roughly how many applicants are accepted into the teaching assistant program each year? And I'll go to the third question. Do you have any specific tips or recommendation that would help strengthen my application? This is the question from Sarah.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah. So every year, especially after the COVID-19, we are trying to, or we're offering 20 grants. So we're recruiting or selecting 20 ETAs every year. And then some qualities or experiences make an application stand out. I'd say it would be, well, you can actually look at the catalog of the Fulbright ETA program. We can always send you the link to the catalog. Maybe you can write your emails in the chat box. There you can see information about the candidate's profile, and some of the things that we put there is we're looking for people who are mature and then have experience in tutoring, teaching, or mentoring. And then and another thing is you need to be someone who is open to new perspective, and also willing to learn about, the new environment that you are in. And what can make you stand out, the application stand out, I think I mentioned as well earlier, it should be something that, you know, you definitely have experience in the past that relates to the type of profile that we are looking for. But how are you going to, use this experience to help your role as an ETA in Indonesia and supporting the students in studying English and also supporting the teachers in, preparing the English materials. They are engaging, and then uh, you can also connect that with how are you going to interact with your community there, because definitely you will not only be interacting with school community, but also community around your the place where you stay, right? So yeah. And that do you have any specific tips or recommendation that would help strengthen? Yeah, I think some of the things that I said earlier are some of the tips that we can share with you. But if you want to know more, we can definitely uh, connect you with the alumni, ETA alumni. I hope that helps. Or if Sarah has any other questions.
The next question from Sarah is about the Fulbright English teaching assistant. Okay, since we are still on the Fulbright research English teaching assistant. Okay, I have a bachelor degree in business. Would I still qualify for the ETA program?
Yeah, if you already have a bachelor degree, definitely you can always apply for the program.
From the past Fulbright ETA grantees, they have different fields of study, different backgrounds. Some of them were in environment, law, psychology, international relations, literature. So there's not it's not mandatory that you are from the English literature or English education field of study. So the ETA program is open to all fields of study. Yeah. Okay. Rizky, this question is for you. Question from Brooke. Are you able to answer Sarah's question for the research program as well? The 3 questions.
Okay. So thanks for the questions, Brooke, I guess, yeah. What the questions about the community engagement funding. So as Cecilia mentioned earlier, like in the Fulbright application, like there is a section about community engagement plan. So please fill that out, like what types of activities that you want to conduct with your community or host institution or like host community. And well, that's the spirit of volunteerism and giving back to your community and the host. And AMINEF will try to provide funding depending on the budget, of course, but we will try our best to provide support for those kind of activities. And this is separate from your research or a grant. So, for example, if you're doing research, let's say on a topic on literature, and then you want to do like a workshop on, literary workshop, something like that, like raising literary awareness, something like that. Workshop for the community of your site or community at your host institutions, then we can provide funding for that. And we do not limit the types of activities that we are funding. So, for example, in the past, we have funded exhibitions, like we had a paper artist grantee, and then we funded her, arts exhibition as well. So if you're looking into arts uh, engagement projects, then we are totally down for that. Or we can do a lot of workshops, trainings, any types of giving back activities that you want to do to your host or the local community. I hope that helped answer your questions. And questions for Sarah about how many applicants that we're receiving. So for the research grantees that we receive annually is about 13 to 15 researchers. And again, that depend on the availability of the budget. And then what makes a good research applicant quality, something like that, stand out. And I guess I talked briefly about it earlier. Since you're doing a research, then we expect to see your maturity, your independency, flexibility in carrying out the research program in Indonesia. So you should show those kind of qualities in your Fulbright applications. Some specific tips, yeah, I mean like your proposal, it should be feasible, something that can be carried out in 10 to 12 months. And then it has a clear output, whether it is a report, a journal article, if you're doing a thesis or dissertation, state that clearly in your proposal. Again, if you want to connect with our research alumni, we'll be happy to connect you with anyone. Just go through our database, find someone that has similar interests as you, and you can contact our email, and we'll try to connect you with them. And they are our Fulbright community. They are very happy to connect with potential applicants, and they would love to talk to potential applicants. I hope that helps.
Okay, thank you so much, Rizky. And to echo the message, I am resending you the link of the alumni directory on the AMINEF website. And if you would like to get to know some alumni that you think will be a best fit for your teaching interest or your research interest because you are sharing the similar background, for example, you can email us at communications@aminef.or.id. Please let us know which alumni you would like to get in touch with. Okay. I'd like to share Fulbright AMINEF website again. Okay, this is the AMINEF website. All right. I've shared earlier where to find the program's description of respective program, the Fulbright US Student Research and English Teaching Assistant, and the alumni directory, and also the current grantees. Okay, as mentioned earlier, I shared with you the Fulbright US Student profiles, right? Now I would like to share with you the Fulbright English Teaching Assistant. Okay, here you'll see that there are some names here, and you can find out more on each person by clicking their profile. Here you can find, for example, Adina Ali. She was an English teaching assistant at Bangka Belitung Islands at SMA AN2 Tanjung Pandan. That's the senior high school. And she graduated from University of Houston. And also you can find out her interests, what motivated her to pursue a Fulbright English teaching assistant. We do hope such information will help you in also crafting your future Fulbright application. And if you would like to know what sort of activities the ETAs are doing in Indonesia, we also have the Fulbright ETA monthly highlight. Please do check them out. If you want to know what sort of activities done by the ETA at their site, you can find them here under the ETA monthly highlights. I'm trying to click one on the March edition. Okay, it is still running, but in case you would like to find it out later after this event, you know where to find it. All right? Yeah, I think I have a network problem here. Anyway, it's here under links and resources, under Fulbright ETA monthly highlights. Okay, voila, here it is, the March edition. Okay. Please feel free to read these stories so you can find the experience of our ETA, and as Rizky or Cecilia mentioned, that some of our alumni thinks that the Fulbright that they are doing in Indonesia is rewarding. In what sense? You can find some stories there. I hope it inspires you to be the next Fulbrighter. Okay, I would like to invite anybody, if you have any questions or you would like to address your question in person, please raise your hand like this. Or you can still also drop your question under comment section. Okay, no more questions. We assume that all information is clear, yeah? Thank you so much for joining us for the last 50 minutes. So, okay, I would like to invite Cecilia and Rizky to give your closing statements about the Fulbright English Teaching Assistant and also Fulbright US Student Researcher. Cecilia first and then Rizky.
You can always reach out to us if you have any questions, and definitely we will be very happy to help you, and we're waiting for your applications.
Thank you, Cecilia. Rizky.
Yeah, I guess we have put out a lot of information. It's time for you to digest them. Go through the Fulbright online website, and if you have any questions or any clarification our information sessions today, feel free to email us. We'll be happy to answer, and we look forward to receiving your application.
Thank you so much, Rizky. So after listening to the information that we provide you with, which activity you plan to do, which you plan to apply for? Is it research or co-teach in Indonesia? We will be happy if you could share your thought on the comment section. And also, we would like to invite you to fill in our polling. We prepare some short polling. We would like to find out about your thoughts on this event. Okay. Okay, team, can you please reshare the polling? Yes, we would like to know your thought on this information session. There are 4 questions here. We would be happy if all of you participate at this polling because we would like to know about your thoughts. And if there's something else that we should provide you with in the possible future Fulbright US Student Information Session. Thank you so much. There are 4 participants already answered the question. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We expect 9 responses, 8 out of 9. Terima kasih, as we say in Bahasa Indonesia, for thank you. Okay, thank you so much for your thought and your opinion in this polling. Terima kasih banyak, Paul. Yes, thank you so much, Paul, for joining us here. All right, so since no more questions and also we are nearing the end of this session, I would like to wrap up now. Thank you for joining us tonight, US time, or this morning, Indonesia time, on Zoom meeting and Facebook page live. I have checked on Facebook, there's no questions there, so I think we're all good. Yeah. We hope this session will give you a clearer picture on the Fulbright US student opportunities in Indonesia. We still have time to figure out because there are 4 months to go as the deadline for the Fulbright US student program is on October 7, 2025. And before we close the session, we would like to invite you all for a group photo. Please turn on your camera should you want to participate in this session. The photos will later be uploaded on the AMINEF Flickr account for documentation. Okay? Okay, we'll take one group photo. And let me start the countdown. 3, 2, 1, Fulbright. Thank you so much. Thank you for your enthusiasm for the past almost 1 hour to participate in this event. Okay, as mentioned earlier, the event recording will also be available on the AMINEF YouTube channel. Please later rewatch it or share it with your colleagues or networks who are not here, not joining this event. And if you would like to find out more information about the upcoming information sessions administered by AMINEF, please refer to our website, www.aminef.or.id, and also social media platforms. You can find the little buttons at the bottom of our website. So yeah, we hope to see you here in Indonesia, hopefully during your Fulbright grant at AMINEF office when you are doing the Fulbright briefing with us. Thank you, good evening, and good morning to you all. Bye-bye. Thank you, everyone.